Viewers, at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. today, we blew huge holes in the theory that Sushant Singh Rajput was upset because he had become a failed star and he was receiving no offers and therefore was mulling a premature end to his life. Now, viewers, as promised, we are going to present the biggest confirmation of possible evidence tampering in the Sushant Singh Rajput case. Times Now's crime reporter Priyank Tripathi has secured access to Sushant Singh Rajput's personal diary. You heard right, viewers, personal diary. While other channels are putting out news from WhatsApp through anonymous sources, we have gone to the full source, the only source that would have known every twist and turn of Sushant Singh Rajput's life. While some thoughts are personal and we will not be able to divulge any details of his observations on his own life, relatives, friends and other matters, we have discovered, much to our horror, that several pages have been ripped out of his diary towards the end. Yes, several pages ripped out. Now, viewers, who ripped these pages out? What did they contain that was so incriminating that they were considered a threat by someone? Or maybe a group of people? Did Sushant name his tormentors? Have inner circle members been questioned about the diary and its desecration and these missing pages that were ripped out? Remember, viewers, nearly everyone close to Sushant Singh Rajput knew he kept a personal diary, and the first confirmation of this came from his ex-girlfriend Ankita Lokhande last week. Since then, Priyank Tripathi has been obsessively searching for the whereabouts of this very crucial and vital piece of evidence that gives us a direct insight into Sushant Singh Rajput's life, his mind, and just about every other facet of his associations with the people in his life. So why has it been tampered, viewers? Now let me first show you these visuals that are coming up on your screens. And listen very closely to the audio of the person who we are speaking with, who is telling us things about the diary. Listen in very closely, viewers. We are boosting the NAT on these pictures. Priyank Tripathi has sat with this individual and has for the last 2 or 3 days been going through each and every page of this diary. Viewers, this is a massive turn. And much to, as I told you, all our disappointment and perhaps even our apprehensions, the pages that are most crucial towards the end are missing, viewers. Any number of things could be contained in those pages. If it were a suicide, it could have been a suicide note. If it was a threat to his life, Sushant Singh Rajput would have been best qualified to know where it came from or who was perhaps wanting him eliminated, and he would have actually detailed it. So first, let me go across and boost the NAT on these pictures that confirm that the pages were ripped out. Listen in very clearly and carefully, viewers.
नहीं सर, एक नाव आहे आणि नावाच्या नंतर पाण्याखाली ये नाव है, ये खुद का नहीं सर, एक नाव आहे आणि नावाच्या नंतर पाण्याखाली ये नाम है, खुद का नाही सर एक नाव आहे आणि नावाच्या नंतर पानं खाते ये नाव है खुद का नाही सर एक नाव आहे आणि नावाच्या नंतर पानं खाते ये नाव है खुद का
Pages ripped out, and I want to go across to Priyank, who has broken this story first. Priyank, this is absolutely sensational. Now, we don't want to, of course, mention the name. We don't want to mention the name because we don't know the context in which Sushant Singh Rajput has mentioned that name. Navika also joins this broadcast, and our team has been working for the last 24 hours trying to piece this together, Navika, as we know. But let me just bring in Priyank first, who has actually been able to go to the source of this. So bear with me. Priyank, a name is mentioned. We don't want to mention this name, obviously, because we don't want to prejudice anyone's reputation, etc., etc. But what is really of concern is that the diary, the end part of it is ripped out.
What is very alarming, because instead of having this diary where the pages were torn by someone before the police officials could reach to the spot, has totally been ignored by the Maharashtra police. We have seen that how Maharashtra police have very vehemently argued before the apex court that they are keen on investigating the case. Henceforth, the case should not be given to the Bihar police official. In fact, we just got input from our colleague Bhattoj Jaj, the CBI.
Part of the matter is that if there was a clear proof that there was something tampering of the evidence which is done much before the police officers could reach to the spot, why this case is taken so casually, and why is it so that Maharashtra police is still investigating?
So that Maharashtra police is still investigating this case as a case of unnatural death. The second question which we need to ask,
done so far with investigation on this particular angle. We kept on calling big G's of the Bollywood to ask them regarding the nepotism angle which they picked up from social media and started investigating. Is Maharashtra police capability only enough to investigate a particular case of death of an individual with the narrative which has been set out on the social media? They had clear evidence before them, which was certainly ignored. They had these kind of document in front of them which was ignored. And what happened after that? The crime scene is totally tampered, Rahul. The CBI has although taken...
Well, evidence has been tampered. Just stay on with me, Priyank. I want to bring in Navika Kumar. Navika, this is a massive, explosive disclosure. Evidence tampered, and Mumbai police is sitting on this.
Well, Rahul, what is absolutely shocking is that this revelation was made by Sushant Singh Rajput's ex-partner Ankita Lokhande on 31st of August. When I spoke with her, she was the first one to say that Sushant Singh Rajput always maintained a diary. He wrote not only what was happening in his life currently, but he also wrote in his diary what were the milestones that he wanted to achieve even over the next 5 years. And in this entire investigation, the diary and Times Now has been trying to follow the lead that was given to us last Friday, 6 days ago, by Ankita Lokhande in her interview to me. And we have been trying to get details of this diary out. We've played to a plan, and Priyank Tripathi, I must congratulate you. You have gone and got this first piece of evidence that we can disclose here right now with proof that it has been tampered with. It's something that the Mumbai police has not even spoken of. The Mumbai police is more interested in territorial jurisdiction. Clearly, what is happening is that the Mumbai police is more interested in protecting those who may have had a hand in a possible foul play in the death of unnatural death of Sushant Singh Rajput. Diaries, pages being ripped off is a clear indication of someone who wanted to remove the facts of the case so that they did not fall in the orbit, in the circle of investigations or any kind of doubt, speculation, and they've known all about this. There are two people, and we have spoken to both. Ankita Lokhande, who led us to the diary revelation, and also Siddharth Patani, Buddha Patani, the man who found the dead body of Sushant Singh Rajput hanging from the ceiling fan. Did he clear the scene of crime before he really called other people? Remember, Rahul, when I questioned Buddha Pitani repeatedly on why they did not wait for the sister or somebody who had the duplicate key to the room of Sushant Singh Rajput. He said, oh, the key makers came in earlier. We also called them. I said, why didn't you call the guard? Why didn't you call the police? He said, you know, he was a private man. There is no habit of calling the neighbors or the guard or something like that. And then he said that when the key maker came, they opened the key, but they didn't allow the key maker to open the door.
Oh my God.
They did not allow the key maker to open the door. They kept the door closed, saw off the key maker. Both he and Dipesh went and left the key maker downstairs, then came back upstairs and opened the door.
Oh my
now,
God.
what were they hiding?
Yes.
Did they want nobody else to see the scene of crime? They took down the body, and this is something that has been
Navika, we
confessed
all
by
know
Siddharth Pitani.
that the diary would have been in that bedroom, and I'm sure they knew that if there
And the
was going to
Mumbai
be...
police, and the Mumbai police, which was the custodian of the crime scene, did not even mention the fact that there were torn pages in the diary. They did not even think it important to question Siddharth Pitani, question why he opened the door, why he took down the body. What is Siddharth Pitani to do? He's sitting in Mumbai, he's questioned once cursorily, he goes off to Hyderabad and then deep into some place in Andhra Pradesh. You know, is this the way? Is this the casual way the investigations in a high profile unnatural death is taking
Shocking.
place, and that nails the role of the Mumbai police. Just who is it protecting? Are there powerful people?
Now, Navika,
are Siddharth Pitani and Riya Chakrabarti just pawns in the hands of some powerful
I have in
people
my hand-
who want to just cover up more than investigate this case?
I have in my hand the CBI FIR copy that has been uploaded and just filed. And let me just talk you through the prime accused, Riya Chakrabarti, Indrajit Chakrabarti, who is her father, Sandhya Chakrabarti, Shovik Chakrabarti, the brother, who is also supposedly a business partner, director of Sushant Singh Rajput, Samuel Miranda, very, very important person in this larger scheme of things now, and Shruti Modi, and unknown persons. Now, I want to once again, just stay on with me while we see those visuals. Viewers, Times Now has accessed the most crucial evidence of, or proof rather, of evidence tampering in this case. Every other news channel has only put together conjectures, people's versions. No, as they say, ठोस सबूत, no real proof. And Navika, let's just very quickly ask some basic questions of the police today. Now, there are some obvious questions. Who tampered with Sushant's personal diary after his death? What did Sushant write in 3 pages or 4 pages now missing from his diary? Remember, we are being told that 4 or 5 of the last pages, but there is a name, Navika, there is a name. And we know that name. We can't disclose that name, obviously. But this is very, very sinister. Diary, you know, you've covered so many cases that diaries sometimes unlock these cases. You've said several financial fraud cases are based on diaries. Why don't you just talk us through the evidentiary value, Navika, of a diary?
Well, this is a diary where a person who is in his own style, writing his emotional issues. He's writing about his relationships. He's writing about his own work. He's writing about people who are around him. And from what the family has said so far, they felt Riya Chakrabarti was trying to keep him away from the family. She was trying to disconnect him from the family. Possibly he would have written some stuff about that. The family says there is extortion of money. That's what they feel. 15 crore has gone out of his account. Another associate of Sushant Singh Rajput has said, well, it wasn't just 15 crore, there were 35 crores over a period of 1 year. How much money has gone out? Maybe Sushant had written about all these details, his emotional problems, the way he was being medicated, because nobody knows why Riya Chakrabarti was taking him to all sorts of psychiatrists without keeping the family in the loop. Why was the family coming in and being sent out? Why were there allegations of one of the sisters having molested Riya? Was that just, some sort of an excuse to keep the family out so that Sushant would be estranged from his family? All questions where is somebody, Sushant Singh Rajput is somebody who was maintaining that diary.
Yes.
Ankita Lokhande talked about it, and she said he used to not only write about current things, he used to write about the milestones he had to achieve in the
Absolutely.
future as well.